The Boston Celtics and Jaylen Brown have until October 21st to get on the same page for a contract extension. As of right now, according to multiple reports, it's not going to happen. The two sides are not even close to a new deal. Jaylen Brown is eligible for a 4-year, $170 million max extension. The Celtics ain't trying to pay that right now. And I'm going to get to why I'm kind of with the Celtics in this regard. And I wanted to show respect to Jaylen Brown. I met Jaylen Brown. I did an interview with Jaylen Brown. He was a great dude. Seems like a real solid individual. I got respect and love for Jaylen Brown. I got an interview with him done last year around this time. So salute to Jaylen Brown. But I want to be honest to my people. So let's put in perspective who's gotten this max deal out of Jaylen Brown's draft class. So far, Ben Simmons and Jamal Murray have gotten 4-year, $170 million extensions. Caris LeVert's got an extension. He just signed it, I think, this summer. His is 3 years, around that $52 million mark. So that breaks down about $17, $18 million a year for Caris LeVert. And then when you do the numbers for that 4-year, $170 million extension for Simmons and Murray, that's almost $40 million a year. It is around $40 million a year. So where does Jaylen Brown fall? To me, somewhere in between. Maybe $25 million a year. I could see that. But Jaylen Brown is going full throttle. He wants the whole thing. If I'm the Celtics, I wouldn't do it. Unless you know you got a superstar in Jaylen Brown, I'm not sure if they know that or not. I think I would keep that money for Tatum. That's just me. Because things have to make sense, right? If Jaylen Brown is demanding the max, and if he is a max player, or the max that he can get right now, make sense out of what happened to that Boston Celtics team in the playoffs last year against the Milwaukee Bucks after game 1. See, we all blame Kyrie for that series. And did Kyrie have a big part in the Celtics losing to the Milwaukee Bucks in an embarrassing fashion that they did in the playoffs last year? Yes, he did. The leader of that team, he wanted that smoke. He called out his teammates, and he didn't deliver. But we can't just throw all that on Kyrie Irving. I mean, he's a champion. You can say he was with LeBron, roll LeBron's coattails for a couple games. Kyrie Irving is a champion point guard in this league. Jaylen Brown is not. And too many times, we see Jaylen Brown shy away from the moment. And I'm not surprised if Jaylen Brown checks out this video. Jaylen Brown is on YouTube. I know he watches YouTube a lot. Look, all respect to Jaylen Brown, but more times than not, there's just games where he's there or not even on the court. Hell, last year, towards the end of the games, there was a lot of times where Brad Stevens, the head coach of the Celtics, would ride with Gordon Hayward or someone else. Marcus Smart if he's got it going. You want max money, and I don't even know if I can keep you in the game in late game scenarios? What? I think Jaylen Brown can defend. I think his offense is coming around, and if I was a bet man, I bet that he'd be an 18 to 20 point per game scorer at some point in his career. But right now, I don't know what I got with this dude. I don't know what I got. And we brought up Ben Simmons and Jamal Murray earlier and Caris LeVert. I think Jaylen Brown's better than Caris LeVert, more size on him. But so far, Caris LeVert has been more consistent outside of that injury that he had last year. And regards to Ben Simmons and Jamal Murray, look, let's be real. Neither Simmons or Murray are the best players on their team. That would be Jokic and Embiid. But Simmons and Murray have had moments where they had to step up and be the guy. What was that, game 3, game 4 last year in the playoffs versus the Nets when Ben Simmons had the game of his life in Brooklyn? We saw that. And I don't even love Ben Simmons' game. But he's had moments, and he's the starting point guard of that team. He's been there, been that guy since he came into the league after he got over that injury. Jamal Murray, he had a game or two against the San Antonio Spurs last year in the playoffs that was absolutely tremendous. Is he the guy every night? No. A lot of nights he just kind of relies on Jokic inside out, right? But he can make any shot on the court, and he's now the starting point guard of his team. So you got to give respect to the guys that are always starting for their basketball teams. Jaylen Brown is not. He's fighting with Gordon Hayward for minutes. Look, Jaylen Brown's better than Gordon Hayward in the NBA, period. He's a better basketball player than Gordon Hayward. But here's the facts. Jaylen Brown is not straight up competing against Gordon Hayward for minutes. He's competing against Gordon Hayward in his contract. Meaning, yeah, I like Jaylen Brown better than I like Gordon Hayward, but I'm pretty sure you got guys like Danny Ainge and the owner of the Celtics looking down, talking to Brad Stevens like, look, all due respect, I like Jaylen Brown, but unless he's just wowing me every night, we got a guy that we paid pretty much max dollar to in Gordon Hayward on this team. We want to give him some minutes. So is Jaylen Brown better than Gordon Hayward and his contract? He might be better than Gordon Hayward straight up, but is he wowing us to the point that we'd rather pay him over playing a guy that we've already paid that's supposed to be an all-star caliber guy in this league? And right now that answer has been up and down. Sometimes Marcus Smart gets the minutes at the end of the game. I think Boston, and this is a kind of a good problem to have, but it looked like it's becoming a bad problem. Danny Ainge had too many picks, had too much talent, and he drafted entirely too well. So you got guys that are around the same level. All these guys are around the same level. I do believe Jaylen Brown will benefit from a new situation. Somebody's going to pay this man in a year's time. I just don't believe it will be the Boston Celtics, and I think they have every right to not pay him because there's too much uncertainty in his game, and he hadn't proven enough to me in this league yet. Now, I know Andrew Wiggins getting paid throws it off, and I'm going to be fair. When guys like Andrew Wiggins get paid, throws everything off. When they get top dollar, I ain't mad at Jaylen Brown for saying I'm better than him. And to be fair to Jaylen Brown, he is better than Andrew Wiggins right now. I believe that. But the Celtics are a much savvier organization. They've won a lot. They're one of the, if not the most winningest. They're right there with the Lakers as the winningest franchise in the NBA. They ain't that desperate to keep Jaylen Brown like Minnesota is to Andrew Wiggins. So that kind of explains that. But the reality of the situation is the Celtics ain't paying Jaylen Brown max money. Not right now. Maybe he can prove them wrong this season, but not right now. They're going to keep that money for Tatum. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.